Hey guys, how's it going? Pan here, and today I'm going to show you a dish that's also could be made very quickly that involves onion, garlic, green beans. So let me just give you guys a better view so you guys can see the actual portions that I use for each thing. Yeah, so that's the ingredients we'll be using for this video. Alright, so I'm just gonna jump straight into it. So first thing I'm going to do is just slice up the onions really quickly. Now if you notice from my other videos, the reason why I slice up the onions and then the garlic is because I start roasting it on the pan immediately. So I have a pan right here as well. And I'm just going to turn up the heat on this stove. And then add some olive oil because I have the onions ready. Next is going to be garlic, then I'm going to start roasting it. Just a little bit of olive oil. Make sure I get it all around. Cool. So I'll just drop the onions onto the pan while it's heating up. Next, I'm going to mince the garlic. Yeah, so you just kind of want to be a little smaller in this. So this is the first mince through. Then we're gonna have to do a second mince through that gets a little smaller. The reason why you want it to be smaller is just so it could release a lot of its flavor. Because if you notice in a lot of my videos, I don't use a lot of seasoning. I pretty much just use onion, garlic, some fish sauce, salt, and pepper to do the seasoning. So it's important to get it at a state where it can secrete a lot of its flavor onto the food. And one way you do that is giving it a lot of surface area to be exposed to the heat and to the green beans in this case, and chicken. So this is good. So it's about this small. Here, and I'll just show you real quickly. So the garlic minced about this small, and here's the onions. And I do it like this so I could break into layers like this. That's a stylistic choice. And while I'm cooking, you notice I'm just touching my phone and moving around, which doesn't seem very clean. But one thing I did beforehand was I cleaned it with alcohol just to make sure it would be clean. So when I touch the camera, touch the food, it should be clean. So from now on, that's how I'm gonna do it, just so I could give you more than one perspective of me cooking. So next, the green beans. You could be lazy and not cut them off, but I'll just cut them off just to show you a complete process. Usually I just leave them on, cook it, and then as I'm eating it, I bite it off. But I guess if you're going to cook this for someone or host dinner, you should cut it off so it's convenient to eat and it makes it more enjoyable. It does make a huge difference. So yeah, just cut off like these stems from the green bean. One thing that I should have done in this video ahead of time was line them up so I could just do one chop to remove all the stems, and that would have been a lot more efficient, but I'm doing it now, I guess, kind of. So there's really 3, I just have to cut them off. See how fast that was? So if I just did that for all of them, that would have been cool. So there we go, green beans done. Now, so I'm gonna take the camera again just to show you guys. Right now, I'm gonna start breaking it up. So taking advantage of the fact that the onion is in layers, I slice it and to be like that, just so I can break it up like this into strips. So that's a good starting point. Next, I'll throw the green beans in. So green beans take a little longer to cook, to become soft and not taste like raw green beans, which is why I'm cooking the green beans with the onion and garlic first. And one thing I'm also going to do to speed up the cooking of the green beans is to lid it, because steam is extremely powerful agent in cooking. Like I said in my other videos, steam pretty much can move trains. So yeah, so I'm using steam right now to get my green beans to be cooked and soft faster with the lid on. So I'm gonna do this, and while I'm doing this, I gotta start cutting that chicken breast up. So I'll throw away the stems. So that chicken breast is kind of huge actually for one meal, for me at least. So I'm probably just gonna cut half of it, just because I like cooking my food fresh. Yeah, so much chicken I'll probably be eating. That's a lot of protein already. About handful. And I'll just save that other half for tomorrow. So I had it at a pretty high heat. Now I'm just gonna decrease it a bit and stir it around. And guys, please let me know if changing the camera perspective like this is ineffective for the video. Any feedback's useful. So yeah, I'm just gonna start mixing it around. And the lid also helps with the steaming of the vegetable. But another aspect that it helps with is also smothering it in the onion and garlic flavor, which is why we cut them so small. So it could release a lot of it and it could be smothered. So lid back on after moving around, and that's the temperature I have it at, which is a little bit more than half. You don't want it to be any higher than that, because then you'll start burning the garlic and the onion, because they're a lot smaller, because we minced them to be small. Yeah, so this is gonna have to sit here for some amount of time, hopefully not too long. Yeah, so I'm gonna cut the video out here and we'll come back when the green beans is softer. Alright, so about 8 minutes has passed and I'm gonna try out a piece. This is soft enough, this is good. The steam has done its job. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transfer the meat over. And just kind of scatter it around. Like that, and add some fish sauce. That's fish sauce. Just kind of mix it around. So let's start moving some stuff out the way. So another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer it to be on this heating surface, just so I could put the camera back on to the stand. Oof, sorry. There we go. Turn that surface off. And now the camera's going back on the stand. Alright, so there we go. Now wait till the heat gets back up. Let's get in there fast. So again, uncooked chicken is pink. Like that. It's pink like that. And somewhat cooked chicken is white like that. So our goal is to have the chicken be uniformly white. So the green bean was actually not completely soft, but it was soft enough that if the meat was put on, the amount of time to cook that meat would help the green beans completely soften. And it's also just good to get some of the meat flavor onto the green beans too. So I lit it back on, again utilizing that steam to soften the green beans, and it's also a different type of cook as well on the meat. In my opinion, it makes it a lot more soft, more tender, which I appreciate. And the heat was a little bit more than half. Now I'm going to decrease it to be below half. And that's a lot of steam. The reason why I did that is because I want to cook the meat fast. I made sure that the onion and garlic were on top, of course, just so they don't burn. Yeah, because I don't want to spend a lot of time cooking the meat, because that would just lead it to be very hard, which doesn't taste very good. So this meat is pretty good overall. Some pink pieces, some pink areas still, just because of lack of exposure. So right now I'm just kind of breaking up the chicken pieces as well to make sure everything gets cooked. But yeah, the steam did a great job, even though, because it helps cook both sides of the surface, right? The surface that touches the pan gets cooked by the heat on the surface of the pan, and whatever's on top gets cooked by the steam. So after this, we're pretty much going to wrap up. And what I'm going to have the meal with is some brown rice. Check out the video where I show you how to cook brown rice quickly and efficiently. I'll have a link for that below. Alright. I think this should do the job. So this is what it currently looks like. All the chicken is nice and white, indicating it's cooked. Yeah. So the last step that I'm going to do, and the reason why I actually put the camera back on the stand, is because I need to grind up some pepper onto it. That's the last step. And that just tastes really good when you do that. Some fresh pepper. So I'm going to leave the pepper out for it to dry before I actually lit it back, just so it doesn't trap any moisture in there. Now I'm going to get a plate and show you what the foamy as like. Oh yes, and I should probably turn off the surface. Take that off. Alright, so this is the finished product. The chicken green beans, onion, garlic with black pepper and fish sauce right here. And brown rice. That's the final product. So one last thing I want to show you is the pan has all this garlic, has all this juices from cooking left over in there. And when you're cleaning sometimes that's a hassle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the brown rice, throw it in here, and I'm just going to mix it all around the pan. So it actually helps me do preliminary cleaning on the pan. And you know, gets the nice flavor that we established, and the little bits of garlic here, as you can see on the side, into my meal. So this really helps you not waste anything. Alright, just like that, and just stir it around. Just let the brown rice soak it up. It's kind of hard doing it in one hand, but you guys get the idea. And thanks for watching again, guys. Till next time.